Good morning, Flosstube. It is Mandy coming to you with another cross stitch update. Today is Saturday, October 17th. Where in the world has this month gone? Goodness. So welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I want to thank any new subscribers, new viewers. Greatly appreciate you checking me out. And for returning viewers and subscribers, thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. So we're kind of have a packed video today. I actually have an FFO, I have a new project, I have a new start, and I have a couple of web updates. So might as well dive right into it, shall we? I hope everyone has had a great stitching week and able to enjoy this weekend. It is definitely getting to be some fall weather here in Michigan. Yesterday morning I woke up with some frost on my windshield of my truck. Luckily I'm working from home, so that really didn't mean a whole lot, and I was able to stay cuddled up inside while I worked. So things are going good with work. I'm busy after taking that time off. I know people helped with my work while I was gone, but it's a busy time at the moment, it seems. So along with playing catch up, I've got a lot of work to do, so helps make the day go by fairly quickly. So not a problem there. So yeah, I've just been stitching this week. Nothing too spectacular to report or anything. So might as well go ahead and show you my FFO. That is fully finished object if anybody is new. And so I have shown the stitching before, and so one night this week I just it was kind of late in the evening when I decided to pick up some stuff and start finishing. And like I said, I've got a new project. We'll get to that here in a minute. But I decided to go ahead and finish this piece. So here we go. I have a framed piece. So this is Falling Leaves. Artwork is by Kathleen Burlew, and it was published in the 2015 Fall Just Cross Stitch magazine. And just some brilliant colors. These yellow spots are coloring cotton in Buttercup, I believe. Otherwise, the rest is all DMC. So I just mounted it on a piece of sticky board and set it into this frame. Nice little frame that I found. I got this on clearance at our local Myers, and it's actually not even fully mounted in there. I just popped it right out. So this is what it actually looked like, just a little sign. It was cute, but it wasn't so much the, tomatoes that drew me in. As much as I like tomatoes, I'm not going to decorate with them. But after watching so many floss tubes, I decided to start trying to kind of think outside of the box in terms of how can I finish things. And so when I spied this on the clearance for $5, I think it was, might have been $5.99, I thought I could do something with that. So I just have this on a piece of sticky board, and it basically just sets in like that. I can switch it out for seasons if I want to. The night that I did it, I was kind of thinking that it needed a little something because it's a little bare up here. When I put it on the, when I started this on the fabric, I started it really low, close to like the selvage edge, because I knew I could get something more out of the material. Small ornament or something like that. And so I had no clue at that point what I was finishing. I was actually kind of thinking of putting it in a stitching journal, but my dear friend Crystal said that my stitching is so pretty and it deserves to be on display, so I figured I'd listen to her. And so I left a little bit of open space here, but as I had it sitting on my TV stand this week, I've actually come to really love it, just finished as is. It's probably not exactly even, from here to here, but you know what? It's just for me. I don't know. I don't need it all fancy, and I certainly don't need all of the layers of bows and the layers of fabric. While the finishings are pretty that I see online, the just gorgeous finishing, the Priscilla finishes and everything, that's not me. I'm not crafty like that, nor is that like aesthetic me, I guess. So while it's really pretty, I just didn't want all of that stuff. So I left it at that, and I like the simplistic. So that's really cute. And it was fun to get finished up. So go ahead and get into the next. What I mentioned about having a new project, it wasn't a new piece that I had started yet. I do have a new start. But I went shopping last weekend and I figured out what I wanted to do for a stitching journal. I love what Michelle Bendy has done with hers. Hers is so pretty, and I love all of the trims and, you know, little doodads that she adds to hers. Really pretty stuff. But I wanted something bigger, first of all, because I know hers is pretty small, which is, you know, perfect for her, but I don't necessarily stitch anything that small, so I wanted something a little bit bigger. And so I decided to go through Michael's to see what kind of like scrapbooks I could find. Well, everything was coming that I could find had shiny papers, like it was basically a photo album where you can do the inserts, so that plastic. Well, I didn't really want the plastic part of it per se, so because I wanted to be able to put stuff around it of some level, and I just didn't think the plastic pages were really going to work. So I wandered over to, I got the idea of looking at the artist sketchbooks, and I found one. And my original thought when I came up with the artist sketchbooks was just, you know, those like thicker white pages booklets that they use. That was my initial thought. Well, then I came across this one and I knew I had to have it. It's the booklet is designed for black drawing, so it's black pages. So I left the cover on for now so that you could see the product design that I went with, and if I can find it online, I'll link it below. There's stitches. So I got a 9x12 size, and I thought this would be perfect. I can put multiple smaller pieces on a single page, or, you know, have some pages for some bigger items and make more of a keepsake that way or something like that. So it comes with 40 sheets of pages in there, and I figure that I can probably start ripping some things out, you know, pages out of there if it gets really thick. I know Michelle has talked about how thick hers has gotten, and so if mine gets to that point, then I figure I can always pull some of those pages out of there, and, you know, I can always do a second booklet if I fill this up or something. So that was the what I decided to go with. So that first page is just the commercial. It gives some tips on drawing on black. So then here's the actual cover of it. So my thinking, and I don't know how well this is going to turn out, but I'm kind of thinking I want to go back to the scrapbooking section and like go through the pretty paper and see if I can find something, and it may take a couple of sheets to like wrap this so that I can cover the, you know, commercial portion of it and then make a pretty cover out of it. So my thinking is I have a stitched piece that I did back in 2013, maybe 2012, that I have no clue what I was ever going to do with it. I remember taking it to Joann's once. I took a bunch of pieces that I could try to figure out frames that I wanted, you know, figured out size-wise and everything, and I don't remember if I actually ever bought anything for it. It's kind of an odd shape. I didn't leave a whole lot of room for margins, and so just no clue what I wanted to do with it. Well, when I came up with it, you know, figured out what journal I wanted, I think this is going to be perfect to mount on the cover, but I want to cover up the rest of the, you know, writing and stuff that was on there. So this is the finished piece that I thought would look perfect. Of course, cutting the masking tape off. So it'd be a little bit smaller, but I think that would be really cute. I don't remember the name of this pattern. I know I just saw it the other day, so I'll try to put the information down below. If not, I'll make sure when I do actually mount it to include it. I know it's an Imaginating, but it says, I heart to stitch and sew every day. And if that's not the truth, I don't know what is. I'm not a sewer, but at least stitching. And the colors are so pretty. Just so sweet. And so then all around it, like, it says linens and cotton, I think it says. I'm trying to read backwards here. Pins and needles, threads and floss, buttons and beads. And so there's just a cute little like DMC skeins of floss here, little scissors and bobbins galore. Just such a really sweet little piece. I'll make sure to try to find the information for you guys if you're interested. But really cute. So I thought that would look really cool to have it mounted like that. And then just make this, keep this on my coffee table or something for a little coffee table book or something like that. So while I was also wandering through Michael's, again, I found some clearance stuff, and so I found these Hot Buy Craft Smart tags. And so you can tell that they're kind of shiny and cute. There's some more on that side. And so my thinking is that because the pages are black, you're not going to be able to just write your information right there. So my thought is getting those and tacking them to the pages. And so I've also taken the idea from McKenna, Stitching and Sequins, that she has a book. I know she got hers from Amazon, and she talked about using those zappy dots to mount her stuff to her pages. So I have, I've got a couple pages done, and so I ironed on a piece of interfacing on the back of my stitched piece so that I could give it a little bit of stability, and then used those zappy dots to attach to the page, and then along with having the cardboard. So this is the first page that I did, and it's basic and simplistic, but this is just a really cute little haunted house piece. I don't even remember when I stitched this. I found it, there was one night that I was going through my stuff. There's a little teeny stitched piece that I can remember stitching, but I can't put my hands on it. And so I thought this would be a perfect book to add that to it, but I can't find it. So in the meantime, I did find this. And so you can see that I wrote out the information. So it's the name of the, this was just a freebie that I found online somewhere, but it's called Spooky Castle by Wonky Witch Needlecraft. And then I just did it on a piece of 14 count scrap Ada. And then I've got this little, cute little stickers with snarky little sayings on it or whatever. And so I added that to it. Figured it says, "It's been great, but I have to scream now." So yeah, so I may come back and add more to it. I don't know, but I kind of like the idea of being able to have my stitching somewhere that, again, this has just been in a box somewhere since I stitched it. 2014, 15 maybe. I really have no concept of when I actually stitched that. But yeah, that was cute. So then the next page that I did, and all I've done on this one is mounted the stitching. I don't even remember I got these on a freebie, or from a freebie on a forum that I was on years ago. I don't know if they're even out there. I don't know how to even find it. I'm not sure what they're called. But I do remember stitching these on a piece of 14 count, just like kind of like an ice blue Ada. And no clue what colors they are. I was thinking of using these, oh, I'll go ahead and show them to you. So this one is done in white, I know, and kind of a red. There we go. That looks good, about good, so that you can see the blue material. And then that's kind of a salmon-like color. I really don't even remember what color, like number that is. And then a pretty red with the green. I know I stitched these years ago. Again, no concept of when. And I was just going to make them into like Christmas ornaments or something, just never did do anything with it, and so I thought it'd be perfect to mount them in here. So I may add some other stuff. I was on Etsy last night and getting some like junk journal supplies, and so I've got some stuff on order that I may add to it depending on one of the things I got was like a 50-piece kind of a grab bag. You have no clue what's in it, so pretty stitching. So then the next page, you've seen the finish. A couple weeks ago I stitched it one night, and so I went ahead and added it to this. This is Dragonfly Inn by Popular Stitch, and my best friend Crystal gifted me the patterns, and so I loved it. This was a DMC color. I didn't even think about adding one DMC. I'll go back and write it in. I know it's one of those 4200, 4210, something like that. And then the words are in black. And so then, because she gifted me the pattern, I added this really sweet note. I found it was actually just from a birthday card that she'd given me a couple years ago. And so I had to go in and add that to it. Sweet, sweet message, being constant in her life. And so I had to add that into it. And so again, I just used one of those little cards to add the details of the stitch. And then I added another one of those cute little sayings, stickers. This one is, sometimes you just have to put on your big girl pants and bring it. So then it'd be pretty fitting for, you know, that friendship that we have. So, so sweet Paige, and she's been my best friend for years. We've met each other when we were in 2nd grade, and, you know, yeah, we had our fallouts and throughout the school years, you know, what girls don't fight. But she's been that constant for me too. So I know she watches watches my videos. So even though she's not a stitcher, she supports me, and I love her just like my sister. So that's the last page that I did in my Stitchy Journal for now. And so, like I said, I may go back and add some other stuff to those pages. I don't know. But that is my fun little piece so far. And I had a lot of fun just putting that together. And I had a cup there, almost spilled it. And so just been fun putting that stuff together. So, and actually, you know, doing something with those smalls. And so it's making me want to do more small pieces. So I'm thinking maybe next year it may have to be a year of smalls. Once I get this my eagles done, you know, at this point that is my big focus. I'm on a drive to get that thing finished. As much as I love it, I'm ready for it to be done. And so, but I'm thinking next year may have to be a bunch of smalls. I've got a couple of booklets of really small stuff that I just, so much out there that I want to stitch that I've just been so much focus on that. All right, we'll move on. So my next, well, my start, I'll show. Last Saturday night, I've had this in the plans, I know I've shown it before, that, but last Saturday I just decided to pick up the fabric and floss and start stitching on it. So this is from a pumpkin grid. It's out of the 2016, I think it is. Yes, 2016, just cross stitch Halloween issue. So it's these pumpkin grids. Really cute little designs. I'm not planning on doing all of them. Right now, my plan is to do this one, and I've started this one. I don't know why I started this one, because those stupid 3/4 stitches, or quarter stitches, fractionals, whatever you want to call them, has a bunch of this, but, you know, it's just a cute design. So I was stitching away one night, watching TV or Flosstube, and I got a good start. So got the border, and then just starting on the right side of the pumpkin. So this color, it's probably not going to show up very well. And I forgot to get it out of the bag. So it calls for 720 and 721 DMC. And so I decided to substitute 721 for a color in cotton. And goodness is this thing bright. So this is Carrot by Color and Cotton. I love it. It is slightly modeled with, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show that. It's kind of really bright. There's some very soft, like almost yellow colors throughout. So I am stitching single crosses as I go. I don't know that it's really a whole lot of variegation to it, but so far it's looking good. The material is 16 count in Tyco. Picture this plus. And so I've got it all rolled up at the moment, but I figure I can at least be able to get that other pumpkin on here that I want to stitch. So this will be, I haven't posted on Instagram yet, but this will be another addition for, excuse me, Stitching by the Shore, Laura, for her pumpkin birthday sale. So that was my new start. And a whip. I actually picked this up last night. So in the, I know I've called it before, the Magazine Monthly Challenge Facebook group, they've actually gone in and added cross stitch to the name of the group. So it's magazine monthly cross stitch challenge. So this weekend they posted a little kind of a pop-up event. I don't, it sounds like they may be having a giveaway or something. I don't know, but they wanted you to stitch, the name of the event is Oh My Gourd. And so they wanted you to stitch on something pumpkins or squash, you know, something fall of that nature. So of course I've got my Boo friends, and again I'm stitching this for Laura pumpkin birthday sale. And so last time you saw it, I think I had been working on the pumpkin. I think I just had a little bit of the pumpkin done and started on the cat, because I think after my video last week I got a lot more done on this, and then last night I got another 500 stitches done. So I got a lot of progress. And there we go. So the cat is just about done. There's going to be another shade of green on the hat here. His eyes are the same color, and then that color goes up into the hat a little, top of the hat a little bit more. This is officially the top of the pattern. Seems like I got a lot of extra fabric, but this is stitched on a piece of 16 count white Aida, just a plain. I had a chunk that I cut down, and the colors are just so pretty. I love the orange of the pumpkin. Needle minder is from Gina's Unique Needle Minders Facebook group. And yeah, so I got a lot of done on that, and you can see a couple leaves showing up right there. I'm thinking once I get that green in, I do want to start doing some of the back stitch so that I don't have a lot to do at the end, because if I save back stitching to the end, I seem to never get it done. But yeah, so that's been my progress on that one. So again, for the pumpkin birthday sale, happy birthday to Laura. And then my last whip is my eagles. So I put the whole picture here. It is Together We Stand, artwork by Jody Bergsma and charted by Heaven and Earth. And if you've been a viewer, then you've seen this week after week after week. If you're new, I started this on January 1st, 2017. And it hasn't been a steady stitch. I've obviously been working on other stuff throughout, but it has been a good solid almost 4 years of stitching. So it is my largest Heaven and Earth design. It is the full the regular size, regular color, not max color, not super size. Even though it's gigantic, I couldn't imagine how big this would be if it was a super size. The stitch count is like 400 stitches wide by 533 or something like that. And sorry, something's bugging my hand. And it's been a blanket over me, so I can just imagine what the super size would be. So this is, I'm still plugging away on page 46 out of 49. But I think I've gotten quite a bit done. If I can find the picture from last week, I'll put it here, kind of show you the comparison. I know last week I ended up adding that picture, even though I didn't say. I don't know if I'll have one or not, but so just plugging away. This, so I guess it's just the one single stitch out here, is the furthest that this particular page goes. So I'm thinking my plans this week is that I really want to focus on plugging away, getting through this page, because I'd like to get this page done. I've got, 2 1/4 page left. Maybe not even a quarter, but so I had to laugh last week. You probably saw my note that I was talking about the last page being, I know I said 20 inches wide, 20 stitches wide. I had to laugh because, I'm holding up my hand like this. Yeah, that's 20 inches. Good grief. And that was actually meant to say 20 stitches. So yeah, I've got 2.5 pages, I guess, basically. So then I wanted to also mention, last week I mentioned about how I thought maybe this was part of like Jody's way of signing it, or, I didn't know what exactly this said. Tried zooming into the stock picture and I couldn't figure it out. And so last week, when I was talking about it, I had a viewer, Sarah, comment, and as soon as she said what she thinks that it says, I went back and looked at it, and goodness, she very well could be right. I tried doing some research online, just Googling, trying to see if I could find like Jody's artwork page or something, see if it gave any kind of background, and I couldn't find anything concrete. But she says, I've got it written down here, that she thinks that it says, inspired by the light of freedom. And when I hold it like this, I can even just backwards, I'm really feeling like that's what it says. So I really appreciate Sarah for saying that, because as soon as she said that and I pulled that up, it's like, wow, that's really something, and I love it. So I did see when I was again zooming in that somewhere over here I can actually pretty much tell that she added her signature. Jody Bergsma did. So we're getting there. So that's about all that I have to share this week. Again, plans for the week, I'd like to focus on trying to get that page finished, so hopefully next week I'll be able to show that to you. Today I'm actually going to be meeting up with my mom in a little while, just hang out and stitch. I know I'm going to take some laundry over to her place to use her washer and dryer, since I have to pay for it here. And of course we're apparently on a coin shortage, so trying to find quarters, it'll just be easy to take my laundry, hang out with her, and stitch. Try to get her back into the stitching world. She taught me how to stitch when I was a preteen, I'd say, back in the 90s. And of course, school and life, it didn't stick. But I do remember in college picking up a couple of random dimensions kits. Again, didn't really stick with it all that long. And then one year I stitched a piece for my dad. I remember it being a Janlin kit, and Stitches is saying hi. That was a navy design. And then I don't remember if I said what year I don't remember what year that was. And then I stitched a wedding piece for my sister and her new husband. That was their wedding gift. And then May of 2011, and I don't remember if I have told the story or not, but I decided on a whim one day to check out a local stitching store, a Stitch in Time, and was wandering through. There was just a Saturday afternoon in May that I just decided I wanted to go start a new project. And so I was basically starting from scratch, had to get the hoop, the needles. Like I knew I had stuff at my mom's house, but I needed to just kind of start over from scratch. Was wandering through, and a lot of this, I don't want to speak badly of the store because it's a nice store, but a lot of the stuff was older stuff. So even back in 2011, the stuff just, meaning the patterns, wasn't really drawing anything. They didn't have the where did it go? I was gonna hold up my Boo Friends pattern. I don't know. Anyways, they didn't have the cute stuff like I like with this Boo Friends. I guess I can hold up the stitching. There's what I was looking for. But what I did find drew me right in, and it turns out that it's quite a hard to find piece. It was my Lady of the Flag, and loved stitching on that piece. No, I'm not going to be able to share the pattern. Unfortunately, I learned a hard lesson with that one, in that I didn't know to make a working copy, and now it just seems to be such a sacrilege thing to do, but it's marked up, it's highlighted, and it's folded, and so the creases have lost the symbols and all of that kind of stuff, and so I wish I could pass that pattern on, but it's not going to be stitchable from the condition that it's in. But yeah, so that was kind of how I got back into the stitching world, and it's been ever since then. It's all I've wanted to work on, hobby-wise, that's all I've wanted to do. And so I just started picking up patterns from there, and order online and all of that good stuff. So yeah, and now I'm obsessed with it. So, all right, so I've rambled on enough. I wasn't expecting this video to be half an hour, but here we are. So I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend, lots of stitching time, and stay safe, and happy stitching. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take care, everybody.